Good morning. Shirley, how are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Doing okay?
Yeah, very well, yes. I took some extra time because I had to go for a jacket. It's super cold here in Santa Cruz for some reason. The morning is apparently less than 10 seconds, which is unusual, right? But it's very cold. How's the weather there, by the way?
The weather is sunny. Today is
Yes.
sunny. Yeah, that's
But what about the grades? I mean, how much is it in Fahrenheit or Celsius, whatever?
mm, 25 Celsius.
Oh, but it's a very enjoyable climate then.
Yeah.
So it reminds you of Santa Cruz, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
Very good. Interesting. Okay, didn't know that the climate was like that in Baltimore, right? You say
Yeah, the city. Yeah.
Baltimore. Didn't know. I thought it was cold, like in these other parts of mm, Minnesota and those sides, right, of the U.S., which is super cold.
Super cold. This is in Boston, I think.
Yeah, Boston.
Yeah, Boston. But in the winter here, my friends told me that no, it's too cold, but you can
Mhm.
probably 1 week this is too cold, but the another day or another summer, the another winter, sorry, that is normal.
All right, wonderful. That seems interesting. I mean, uh, when I was in Washington as well, it was cold. But in other parts, as for example, in Brattleboro, I guess we're going to be there at some point. Brattleboro, it's a very little state, right? Brattleboro, but it's not. Is Brattleboro? Yes, yeah, certainly Brattleboro, right? Or not? Yeah, I think it is. But the point is that yes, it's super varied, right? The temperature in the U.S. They have, if you go to one place, it's super cold. If you go to another place like Texas, super warm,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, super hot.
It's like it's a country very similar to ours, right? In that sense, of course, but in the other it's not. But in that sense, it's similar, right? Because when you are in Bolivia, you go to Cochabamba, and it's like super template. You go to La Paz, it's super cold, and you come here to Santa Cruz, and it's super warm, right?
Yeah, that's it. Here, that is the same
Mhm.
in different city.
And in their cases, because they are, I mean, it's a very huge country, right? That's the reason. But we are a super little country, and even in this littleness of ours, we have that possibility. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, wonderful. What else? What else? What do you tell me? Well, oh, when you wake up, you take breakfast with your roomies, or how does that work for you?
Uh, at this moment, I have one rooming,
Okay,
so I
okay,
don't know
but you
when
take.
I receive another rooming. But in
Oh,
this
okay.
apartment, we have a space for the four rooming.
Mm-hmm.
But in this week, only one. Yeah.
Okay, but I
Yeah.
was I was asking, how do you make it for the breakfast? Do you take it alone, or you go with your roomie and say, "Hey, roomie, good morning. Let's say breakfast." How is it?
Yeah. No, for the moment, I love that we have different schedules. So that's yeah. In the week, oh, I I I need to go for the university for 8 p.m. Yeah, and get back for the 4 or 5. So uh, she 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 don't make up in the morning early. So that is
Yes.
9. And so yeah, I don't know here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Okay, I get
different.
it.
Yeah.
But what did you take for breakfast today? Were you to a cafeteria, or were you to a cafe, or did you order something by delivery?
Today I had my tea.
Okay.
Yeah, tea and cookie for cheese, chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. I need to go for the supermarket for I need
Yes.
more food. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Certainly. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, there are many options, right? In the U.S. That's the beautiful part. You eat whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
It's not and it's super cheap, right? I mean, the food is cheap. I don't know if you share that opinion with me, but considering what they earn, that is to say, but people normally earn as I don't know per day, let's say $150, something like that, right? It's fine, right? The food is not that much expensive if you know where to get it, right? The supermarkets in huge quantities. What do you think?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
think it's super?
so you obtain the salary for here. That's okay. Okay, but the difference in this year for me, yeah, I having in 2019 that the food is more cheaper.
Okay. Yes.
But this year, this is more expensive. Yeah, the
Mm.
comparison for post-COVID,
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
this is more expensive. Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
in 2019 you can get food for $4 in market, and this year when I go for the market, yeah, everyday food is around the $8.
Wow, $8. So it's
Yeah,
it's been a it's been exponential increment, right?
yeah, yeah,
Well, I think the reason it's because of they're going through a process of inflation, right now in
yeah.
the US because of the war in in how is this country named? Russia and what is the other one in English? It's um this country in which Zelensky is president. How was it?
Un gobernador, ¿qué dicen? Governor del state.
No, 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 no. The war that is happening right now in Europe between Russia and the other country. Remember what it is? The other country that is in war with Russia. It's oh, how is it that I forgot it? It's not Russia, obviously. It's okay, I'm gonna have to look in Google. Russia versus Ukraine. Come on, Ukraine. That's the country, right? Ukraine, Russia, and Ukraine.
Ah, yeah.
It's because of that, right? The inflation that the U.S. is going through right now, it's mostly because of that war, which of course avoided them to consume petroleum or oil from Russia. They have to buy exceeding quantities from other countries, of course, a little bit more pricey and expensive. And it's also because of what Biden does as well. That fella, it's very interesting. Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, how do you perceive that topic in the sense of when you are in the U.S.? How do normally people talk about their president? They are happy right now. They are content with his administration, or would you say that they are a little bit disappointed considering the things that he has done?
Uh, and really, we don't talk about the government and about us, but my mentor say the past president in the U.S. the fourth term, yeah,
Mhm.
say that this is too bad. Yeah, probably today is better, but the he don't prefer to talk about the government situation. That's administrative, everything. So he talked about the university for the problem administration in university.
Mm.
The university we had the life for the payment in different projects. So that's complicated.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, I said, yeah, it's normal that people, of course, do not want to discuss politics. They don't
Yeah,
want to get in trouble, right? That's fine.
yeah,
I
that's
understand.
true.
Well, that's fine. So let's start in today's class. I think that the coordinator of executive English managed to get in touch with you and she lets you have some documents for getting into the platform. Is that right?
Yeah. I have the document and I have access for the platform.
Okay,
That's okay.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. But did you when you enter, did you already join the course? Because remind that I sent you a document, right? The first one that I sent you was the course that I created. Did you also enter into that course, or did you just register the product?
I had a new account for this is new user, so I had the I joined I pushed the join course. So and the code access. So I have access for the module A.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. So there we are. And what about the assignments? Can you see them? Do you have any assignment?
Mm, okay.
Please check it out.
Yeah, I can see the assignment. Yeah, I had 189 assignment.
Yeah. It looks bad. It looks bad, but I promise it's not that difficult. Okay. Don't get surprised by the number. I mean, it's just that there are a lot of exercises, but they are super short, like half a page or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah, but wonderful. I'm so happy then that your problem has been solved, and then we can start and continue. Okay. So let's go. I was planning today as an introduction to the class to go for one quizzes and to finish actually the quizzes of phrasal verbs that we had seen the other day. I think that is going to be interesting. Let me share my screen with you. Just give me a second. It's funny because I am taking classes of Guarani right now. And my professor also uses quizzes in order for us to practice. She puts out some quizzes. And incredibly, there are quizzes for you to learn Guarani. Would say, right?
Yeah. What did you study? Why Guarani?
Well, the reason why Guarani is because I have the idea of getting some contacts with Guarani communities because I want to make some projects there. And the only way they are going to respect you is by learning their language. And of course, I also have I desire not just to be friends of theirs, but I desire to be part of their community and to teach them English as well. That is one project that I have always wanted to have, because in my opinion, it's like the cultures from the east of Bolivia, that is to say, from the valleys, right? From Santa Cruz, from the part of Bolivia that we are from, and their indigenous communities, they have never really experienced any kind of support from the state nor from their people. Because if you go, for example, to La Paz, to Oruro, to, I don't know, even to Sucre, you're going to notice that although the government many times do not help the indigenous communities, the people living in the cities, they do want to help them, and they do want to, and they create a lot of programs for them, right? In La Paz, there are a lot of programs, even sponsored by the US, by the embassy, that help these indigenous communities in that part of the country. But when you come here to Santa Cruz or to Beni or to Pando or to Tarija even, well, because there are some Guarani communities in Tarija, you discover that they are simply lacking any type of support. They don't have any program. They are super poor right now, way more than the Quechuas or the Aymaras. They don't receive any type of monetary help from the US, or they don't receive any type of teaching help. Nothing. I mean, they are simply alone. They have been let alone. That's the reason why I would like to learn their language and to create some programs sponsored by the embassy and to go and help them.
Okay. Yeah, the help for the community or the another project or the principal project in the provide for the another city or embassy. Yeah, that's his principal in La Paz or Las Paz to see some Thai, but yeah, probably
Exactly.
they I don't know why, but That's different.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's because maybe in Santa Cruz we have become so much metropolitan. That is to say, we just think about the city and how much we want to grow, and we forget about our roots, our culture, right? The part of Guaranis, Guarayos. We forget about that because we are super focused on being a big city and becoming part of the first world, right? Santa Cruz, the typical spirit of Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
So, and we forget, but the other people in La Paz is like they have a very, very strong bondage, a very strong union with their culture, and they value that, and they want to continue having relationship with their culture. Rather, for us, it's like we want to depart from that normally, and we want to be as typically in Santa Cruz, people want to be like in Europe or in US, right? They want to imitate the trendings in the US. The young people, for example, they dress like Americans, right?
Yeah.
Or old people like to buy products from Europe, for example, but they forget about what we have. That's the reason, I think.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Okay, wonderful. I managed to activate this. I'm gonna share my screen with you. I found a very interesting exercise for phrasal verbs. Let's go with this before we get into the class. Let's go. Okay, it's not okay. Wonderful. Let's go, Shirley. All right. First question. Escoge el phrasal verb correcto. Can you that word in the dictionary? Now we have a picture here. Which one?
Yeah, look up.
Yeah, there you are. Wonderful. Okay, we are somehow reviewing what we saw already. Okay, let's go. Try to make it perfect, okay? Let's try to make a perfect score. Lei escribe el phrasal verb correcto. Peter wants to be an actor when he, and we have to write it here, so you have to tell me. Peter wants to be an actor when he
Grown up.
Right, wonderful. He grows up. Remind that in this case it's with S because of course it's second person, right?
Yeah.
No, third person. It's grows, but she, he, it's with S. Grows up. There we are. But yeah, but the phrasal verb is correct. Very good. This phrasal verb means found, appear. So which one?
Yeah. Appear. Through up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Okay. I think that one was not that known by us. For example, something curious that I learned in Guarani. Have you ever heard the word kunumi?
Kunumi. Yeah. This is like the shield.
Yes, exactly. But it's like usually it has a negative charge, right? Like for example, when somebody says, "Hey, you are kunumi," right? It means somebody negative, right? That they are saying that you are very ordinary or something like that, right? Normally in our speaking. But nonetheless, when you go to Guarani, as you said, it doesn't have the negative charge. It's just a description of young men who are single and who are very young. That is to say, for example, I don't know, I could be economy because I am young and I am not, of course, married. So, but it is not negative. It's very, very funny. Okay, so let's continue. Setup. What about this one? Setup means
I don't remember that, but probably the sage.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Great. Okay, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Actually, have you ever heard the word setup like this? Shirley, have you ever listened to this expression?
This is like reinicias o como reiniciar algo, como que prender, ¿no?
Well, when you say reiniciar, it's robust, like that. Yes. But when you say setup, For example, do you like video games? I mean, to see people playing video games, the gamers, you know, when they play, I don't know, video games like Fortnite or Call of Duty, you know, people who play, right? And they upload their videos and gameplays to YouTube, right? Have you ever seen something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's
So the
really,
idea is that when they are talking about their equipment, that is to say their computers,
Mhm.
their keyboards, their mouse, they always refer to all those equipments and devices as their setup. This is my setup. And if you look for setup videos in YouTube, many videos are going to appear to you that are YouTubers who show their computer, their keyboard, their mouse, their printer, everything. Why? Because this word here with that slash means something like that, like the equipment you created for yourself, and that applies to everything. For example, if you have your laboratory and if you buy a lot of things, a lot of devices, you can say this is my setup. For example, you have your computer, right, in your laboratory. You have your the device that we were talking about last class or the other day. The How was it? The device that measure the temperature or
yeah,
change the
yeah.
temperature.
Thermocycle.
Yeah, the thermocycle. If you include your thermocycle, your computer, some laboratory tubes, you're gonna have your setup because that is the equipment you created for yourself in order to work. Okay, so setup normally means this. Okay, and it also can mean as well, as you can see here, it's a phrasal verb, and it also can mean crear. Okay, that's the idea. Is that clear?
Yeah, only the sag you use when you about the equipment
Uh-huh.
or another
Yeah.
context.
I would say yes in that context. In things that you are going to use for work. For example,
Yeah.
if you are, I don't know, a lawyer, for example, your setup would be your laws, right? Your books, your computer, maybe your, I don't know, your notebook to take notes, your files. That would be your setup. And if you are, for example, in chemistry, as you are at public health, I would say that your setup would be your computer, your desk, your papers about health policies, your research papers
Yeah.
in your left hand, something like that. That will be your setup. But everything that helps you to work, that will be your setup. Okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Wonderful. And robust, and this one is reiniciar. Yes, when you want to, for example, if something happens in your laboratory and you need to rebust your computer, you say rebust like this, right? Rebust like this. You need to rebust your computer. You need to rebust some device, some tool in the laboratory. You say, oh, well, please, I'm gonna rebust this because something went wrong, and you just rebust it. Okay. Wonderful. Here we are. Any question about these words?
No, that's more clear.
For this one, it's setup like this. Setup like this. Setup.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's continue. Yes, why not? So choose the correct phrasal verb. Liam, space, running after he injured his knee. Notice that this is in past tense.
And past turn. Gave up.
Ah, very good. Because give up means rendirse, right? And in a past tense would be gave up, right? Very good. So look at the picture and choose the correct phrasal verb. So apparently in this picture, we have somebody who is very mad, angered because of somebody. So in that case, what would you say to him? That is to say, to this person who is very angered, and you see him, imagine that you are the person with the red t-shirt. If you see somebody like this who is having a difficult time, very angered, very mad, what would you say to him?
Calm down.
Right. Very good. Yes, calm down. I know we had seen that one as well. Calm down. This is a very common one as well, especially in daily conversations, right? When somebody is for some reason very mad, very angered, you say, calm down, no? Cálmate. Cálmate. And the pronunciation would be calm down. Like that. Calm down. There we are. So let's escribir el phrasal verb. I think holidays are a time to
Mhm. The calm down and relax. I don't know.
call out. Call out, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Like this? Call out? Like that?
This
Or
is like
what do you
como
say?
salir fuera. I remember. No?
Yeah, go out. Oh, okay.
I go
I
out.
guess you mean go out. To go out and relax. Okay, let's go
Oh.
with this one. No, slow down. Well, this was very tricky because there are a lot of things, right, that you could have put here. But slow down. And slow down would be something like, no, slow down would be something like when you are having a lot of activities and you just want to stop for a while, right? For example, when you were describing me your week, you said that you had a lot of work, right? And this weekend, you're gonna use it in order to slow down. That is to say, bajar la intensidad. Eso,
Mm.
bajar la intensidad. And this can be used in a lot of contexts actually, because for example, imagine that how was it? I always forget the name of the device. I'm sorry. The thing that used to change the temperature,
Yeah. Thermocycle.
the thermocycle. Sorry, it's a very difficult term. So thermocycle. When you use the thermocycle, it happens that you for example, if it is going too fast, because I understand that the thermocycle moves, right? It
Yeah.
moves. If it is going too fast, you say, hey, slow it down, no, bájale la intensidad, slow it down, no. En ese caso, es lo mismo que vimos en otros phrasal verbs when we want to, for example, use this one, which means bajar la intensidad. Obviously, this implies that there must be something that you're going to slow down, right? And what is that something in this case? If you are talking about the thermocycle, you say, slow the thermocycle down. The thermocycle down. Or for purposes of simplification, slow it down, right? It goes at the middle. Slow it down. Like that. Okay, and that would mean baja la intensidad, bájale un poco. Slow it down. Slow it down. Okay? And
Okay.
the pronunciation here would be slow down with you down like that. Slow down. Clear?
Yeah, that's clear.
Wonderful. Continue. Oh, what about this? Is very good. Lie down. What about that? What about this one? Lie down.
Mhm. Reduce? I'm not sure for that. Reduce
Okay.
recline. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 1 minute to think it. I'm gonna go for some paper for my nose, and I'm going to go back. Okay. Think for a minute.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. Wonderful. So lie down. Did you manage to find out what this phrasal verb means?
Recline.
Right? Very good. Recline. Yes. Okay, let's go with this one. This is a very, very famous and common one because I can bet that you have never listened to somebody using the word recline. Very weird. I mean, very rarely to find somebody who says the word recline. What people in America normally use is this one, lie down, lie it down. So what does lie down mean? Lie down means, yeah, recostar o acostarse. But in this case, I think that it's better to translate it as recostar, okay, or recostarse. Recostar, recostarse. So what is the idea here? This one, for example, of course, for this one, you have a lot of alternatives, but the people in the US, they preferably utilize this one, lie down, recostarse. For example, if you have, if you are, let's say, in the wood, right, in a camp, or if you are in some activity outdoors and out of the city, you could say, right, when the night arrives, you could say, I don't have where to lie down. I don't have where to lie down. No tengo donde recostarme, right? Imagine that you are in a camp out of the city with your colleagues because you have planned some sort of, I don't know, expedition to the forest. And when the night arrives, you don't know where to go to bed. So you say, I don't have where to lie down. No tengo donde recostarme, right? Or for example, this can also mean, let's say that you have a cell phone, right? And your colleague says, or that you have a colleague, and for some reason your colleague has decided to borrow you his cell phone. And after you have finished to use the cell phone, he says to you, or you come to him and say, hey, here's your cell phone. Thank you very much. And he says, light it down on the desk, ¿no? Recuéstalo en el escritorio. Light it down on the desk, ¿no? Light it down. Es decir, recuéstalo, ¿no? So this has a lot of uses, okay? Lie down, as I say, es recostarse en el sentido de dejar algo caer, ¿no? O sea, de asentar algo. That would be, I think, no, that is a better translation. Asentar. I think for us, this one is more used in our context. Asentar. ¿No? Asienta eso ahí. Asentar. So when you want to say that, light it down, ¿no? Asiéntalo. Light it down on my bed. Asiéntalo en mi cama. Or please lie down here, ¿no? Asiéntate acá. All right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
Light it down on my desk. Okay. And the pronunciation, lie down. Lie down. That's it. There we are. Okay, so let's continue.
Okay.
Which one? Which dice?
Second.
Okay. Okay, we have setup. What does setup mean?
Create.
Yes, create. Very good. Look at the picture and write the correct phrasal verb. So, oh, okay, they are picking up the method that yes, I messed it up. I'm sorry. Yeah, but yes, pick it up. It's pick up. I think, right?
Yeah.
Pick up.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, by mistake. As you can see, when I saw that picture, I immediately thought about the phrasal verb. I didn't think, for example, about the word collecting, right? Because collecting would be, let's say, a more appropriate verb for that option. But nonetheless, as I say, Americans have gotten used to say phrasal verbs rather than some verbs. And this is one of those cases that when I see that picture, because I am so immersed in the American English, I don't think about verbs as collecting or raising, ¿no? Que significa levantar. I think about pick up, así with the phrasal verb, all right? As you can see, that's what I say, that phrasal verbs are very common sometimes, even more than the verbs. Okay, so let's go ahead, phrasal verb correct. Your password somewhere safe. Okay, in this case?
Write down.
Okay. Very good. Write down means exactly the same. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Write down. It's exactly the same than write. Okay, there's no difference. Significa escribir. The only thing is that um normally, okay, people in America use this one, write down. But it means exactly the same than write. It's escribir. The only thing is that they use it as a phrasal verb with down. I don't know why. I mean, it's just maybe more specification what they are looking for, because write down means escribir abajo, ¿no? O sea, de typearlo, así de escribirlo abajo. But as I say, it's basically the same than saying write. And if you're gonna use it as a phrasal verb like this one, rather than using the normal one, which is write for escribir, because both of them, as I say, mean escribir, there is no difference. If you're gonna use it as a phrasal verb, of course, when you say write down, right, you are implying that there is something that you're going to write, right? So when there is something that you're going to write, you need to put it at the middle. Write it down. Write it down. Right? Or write these recommendations round. Okay, so as you can see, when you're going to use it as a phrasal verb, you need to use a yes or yes as you need to use a yes or yes in the middle. Okay, like this. As we have learned, right? When there is something that we are implying with the phrasal verb, you use it in the middle. Okay, is that fine or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, wonderful. Okay, that's it. Let's continue. Look at the picture. Write the correct phrasal verb. Okay, this is very abstract.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the picture. Do you understand it?
Probably you can add the only water. Sometimes the yeah. He avoid for the soda.
Yes, exactly. He's avoiding soda, right? He's in a diet. But what does that, or how do we use the phrasal verb to comment on this expression? That is the point, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna write this one because I have no idea. Drink up. Let's see if it works. Okay, no. Which one? Which was the correct answer? Do you see it?
Yeah, yeah.
Give up? Oh, okay, yes. Él renunció, right? A la soda. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what about this one? Please, and stop yelling.
What mean yelling?
Oh, good question. Good question. This is a very good question. Yell, okay, like this, yell, means gritar. It's not just, probably you have listened to the expression screaming, right? Que significa gritando as well, screaming. But yell is another way to say gritar. Okay, gritar is yell. And I would say that this is even more used in academic contexts. In universities, for example, very rarely you're going to listen to people saying scream when they are trying to say gritar. They use yell. And for example, you use it in a sentence like, she's yelling to find her dog, let's say. ¿No? Está gritando para encontrar a su perro. She's yelling to find her dog. So yell, gritar. And how it's pronounced? Like this. Yell.
Yell, yell, yell.
Okay, there's one yell with O. Yell.
Yell.
Yeah, exactly. Yell. Yell. Very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Yell is gritar. Okay. Now, what about the phrasal verb?
Probably calm down. Calm down.
Okay, calm down. There you are. Calm down. Very good. Okay, we are about to finish. Look at the picture and write the correct phrasal verb. What about this one?
This is the write down.
All right, very good. Why not? Okay, there we are. Double points. Lee y escribe el phrasal verb correcto with a perfect plan for the weekend.
Figure out.
Could you repeat it, please?
I don't know that is figure out for the.
With fill out, like this. Fill out. Got?
No.
Okay, which one?
Crear.
Oh, okay. Crear. How was it? It was I forgot how's that one. Okay, let's just try whatever and it's gonna tell us. How was it?
Oh.
You saw? How was it, Shirley?
No, the answer I see the can out with. Yeah.
Okay. So Leia escribe the phrase were correct. I took a piece of paper and now notice that this is in past tense.
Wrote down.
All right. There you are. Very good. So remind that with phrasal verbs, when you use them in the past tense, the phrasal verb does not change. Just the tense changes as normally. Okay, but it's the same. So what about this? Okay. Which one?
Fierce.
Okay. Look at the picture and write the correct phrasal verb.
Give up. Or give up.
I guess gave up because he's already drinking water rather than soda, right? Oh no, I was wrong. It's give up. All right, that's a matter. Give up. It was in a present tense. Okay, anyways, I think that we did pretty well. Wonderful. Okay, that's it with the ludical part. Then let's continue with the material. Okay, I'm gonna get into the platform. I've been trying to create some material in the grammar section, but I have seen that at least for this unit, everything in the grammar section we have already seen it. For example, the verse tense review. This is just basically a summary of all the grammar that we have already seen. So I thought, well, this is not necessary to discuss it because we have seen that already. Nor this one, for example. These are the questions, the tag questions. Remind that. May I do that? Right? For example, or let's say, can I do this or could I do this? And these are simply the responses to that. Yes, of course, or no, please, or not right now. Right? You write those questions, right? The tag questions, the questions asking for yes. So yeah, we have seen that. Not important. And here the infinitive, exactly the same. The infinitives are the verbs that use the to expression, right? For example, I want to play or she wants to cook, right? But this is contrasted with the continuous verbs, as for example, verbs with the continuous verbs, not verbs, with the continuous verbs, as for example, she's writing or she's cooking, right? Or I am painting, rather than saying she wants to paint or she wants to cook, right? But we have seen this as well, so I think it's not necessary to get into any of this. But you're gonna see it, okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. So let's continue then with what we were discussing yesterday. I think it was very interesting. Okay, so we're gonna continue with we're gonna continue watching the video of our couple here, Crawford and Talia, and we're going to discover how this conversation went along. That is to say, what they discussed after what we saw yesterday, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, but before we do that, there's an activity here. It says, Nick tells Talia about Jackie's idea for the commercial. Predict, which of the following do you think are intended to be in the commercial? Do you know what this word means, Shirley? Intended?
No, ¿cómo entiendo?
Okay. It's fine. So intent, for example. And intent. Okay, like that. Intent. So intent means pretender. Pretender. It's basically a synonym of pretend, right? But intent means pretender as well. And of course, the pronunciation is going to be intent. That is. So, for example, when you say these were the intended results, imagine that you are in a laboratory, okay, and you are directing an experiment, and you find out that the phenomena that you are learning about ended up being as you predicted. That is to say, you said, okay, we are going to make this experiment, and we are going to come up with the results that the parasites that we were investigating are about to die. And if you find that that was correct, you say, we have found the intended results, or these were the intended results, right? Lo que ustedes pretendían, okay? Los resultados que se pretendían. This is a very useful word for you. In the laboratory, you can say, yes, we have found the intended result, or alternatively, of course, you can deny it, right? Sadly, we did not find the intended results or the intended discoveries. Okay, any question about this one, Shirley?
What means sangre?
Sadly? Oh, means tristemente, sadly. When you say
Okay,
sad, right?
yeah.
Don't worry, it's sadly, tristemente. Tristemente. The pronunciation will be sadly, like this. Sadly. Sadly. No, tristemente, sadly, we have received horrible news, or sadly, I don't know, whatever, right? Sadly, we have not received your order, and now your coffee is going to take 20 more minutes to be prepared. Yeah, right? Whatever, sadly, tristemente.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, so now that we have responded to this, I want to ask you, which of the following do you think are the intended, or excuse me, are intended to be in the commercial? Because Crawford was speaking at one of his let's say his partners wanted him to be in a commercial, right? And the question is asking, which of the following do you think are intended to be part of that commercial? That is to say, which of the specific topics: a soccer field, a park bench, a woman, a young child, or a large crowd? Which do you think?
A soccer park.
Okay. So when you say this word, for example, fields like this, you pronounce it as if you were, okay, by the way, field means a campo, right? And by the way, it doesn't only mean campo in the sense of a sport context. It also means campos in the sense of academic subjects. For example, your field is chemistry, right? Because you are investigating and doing things about chemistry or health. Okay, so your field would be chemistry and health. For example, in my case, that I am a student of engineering and laws, my fields, because these are different, right? In my case would be, let's say, social sciences and engineering are my fields, right? In my case. But in your case, no, son mis campos. Social sciences and engineering, ciencias sociales y ingeniería son mis campos. Nonetheless, in your case, chemistry. I'm writing this correctly. Yes, chemistry and health are cheerless field? Cheerless fields. And you pronounce this like this, field. Field. All right? Do you understand this one, Shirley?
Yeah. That's okay.
Wonderful, field. Okay, so let's go, let's continue. We were in this one. Okay, so you say that the commercial is going to include a soccer field. Wonderful. Okay, it's a good prediction. So let's see how it goes. Okay, let's listen together.
Hang on a second. A commercial? You never said anything about a commercial. I want to hear more about this. Don't leave out any details. This could be important.
Okay. So over lunch, she describes the deal.
So, you'll wear our shoes when you play, and we'll use your name and your image in some TV and online ads. Do that, and the $100,000 is yours.
Sounds good. And this will be sometime next year?
Yeah, that's right. We'll formalize the details later, but we'll probably want you to appear in a commercial.
Cool.
In fact, I'm working on an idea for a commercial right now. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay, picture this. You're sitting in a park on a bench. It's a beautiful spring day.
So far, so good.
Okay. A young kid comes up to you and says, "Hey, aren't you Nick Crawford, the soccer star?"
Okay.
And you say, "That's me," or something like that.
You're right.
And then the kid says, "Wow, cool shoes, what are they?" And you say, "Kicks, what else?"
And then,
That's it.
so all I have to do is sit on the bench and talk to a kid.
That's all you have to do.
Well, I can really use the money. You've got yourself a deal.
That's what I thought. This Jackie scam artist recorded your conversation over lunch. She got you to say certain things. Then she edited the tape so it sounds like you're accepting a bribe.
Wow. Pretty embarrassing. She really played me.
And she did wire $100,000 to you, right?
Yes, she did. Right away. That's when I thought everything was up to snuff.
Speaking of money, whose money do you think that was?
Dean's, no doubt.
He's got that kind of money?
He can afford it. He's got a good contract. And I know his parents have money too.
Things are starting to fall in place.
Okay, so I have to admit that given that this is let's say a textbook material, the story is very good. It's very creative. But what do you think about the story?
Yeah, this is good. The platform continue the story in every section or unit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's getting interesting, right? Because at the beginning it was super normal, like two persons discussing in an office about normal things that textbooks always commend us. I don't know, working or hair. Remind, right? The first conversation. Hey, do you do something there new to your hair? But now it's becoming something very profound. Like we have this character that had this conversation with allegedly business person, and she offered him an opportunity to get $100,000, and now it turns out that she commented to him this idea about a commercial of him sitting on a bench and talking to a child. And the reason why she did why she did this was because she was recording his voice, and later with the phrases he says out of context, he edits that in order to get the audio which he accepts a bribe for staying on the bench, but in a soccer game. It's very clever. I like this story. It's very clever. So okay, wonderful. So we're going to stay here then. Now that we have listened to this, the final thing that I wanted to say is, please could you summarize this to me? Tell me, please, the most important details. What do you understand, and what do you think about this story? Tell me.
Okay. Okay. The story about the problem with Nick, but the Talia, she need or she want the know what to talking with Jackie. So Nick so tell the problem or the idea for the commercial in the shows choose. So she explained the history for the commercial, and the part we only he told about what we share in a park, and yeah, that's about he showed the bra, the new shows.
Yes.
Yeah, only for that he received for $100,000.
Yes, exactly. Very good. Wonderful. And what do you think about the story? Do you think it's something newfangled? Do you think it's novel? What do you think about it?
Yeah, that's is interesting. They need the more detail for the history because they need the proof for the innocent for me. She did the most for the innocent.
All right. Yeah, you're very right. Now I guess that, as you say, the conversation is going to move on towards a momentum in which Talia needs to look for clues or for proofs that demonstrate Crawford's innocence, right? As you say, she's going to demonstrate to the country, because he's part of the national team soccer, right? He's going to demonstrate to the nation that he is not actually a traitor. He does not receive bribes, but he was somehow deceived by a person who wanted to ruin his career, right? So yeah, very interesting. I also like very well shows. Okay, so we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna send this document to you. I don't know why I stopped screaming. Okay, here. Take this out. Take this out. Okay, so you have until next Wednesday, if I am not wrong, to complete your homework and to complete all your. And it's actually two more, I think, until Friday, probably. So you're gonna have a lot of time to complete your homework. Okay.
Okay.
Once you save this, today it's August 20th. Okay, 20th. And now, okay, download it. And here you have. All right. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, here. Oh, but it's not to Ruth, it's to you. Okay, there you are. Wonderful. There you have, dear Shirley. So I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna take your assistance, and please help me with the traditional poll, okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay. $30. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you very much, then, dear Shirley, for your time today, for your company. I enjoyed this class of Saturday. I hope you also did it. Okay. So have a wonderful weekend. Continue with practicing, and well, thank you very much, as I say, for your company. Okay.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.